Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Frontline. Jay here with another review and another request. This was made by Mike Johansson. And the request was to review Star Trek, Harlan Ellison's The City on the Edge of Forever, the original teleplay issue number 2. It is original teleplay by Harlan Ellison, of course. And the adaptation is by Scott and David Tipton with art by J.K. Woodward. Now, this issue picks up right where the last one left off. Time is being changed, and the Guardians are telling Kirk that time has changed, things have shifted in reality, and they need to go attend to it. Kirk tells his team to go up, and of course, this is classic Trek, so only 6 people can beam up at a time. The first 6 go up. When Kirk and Spock get ready to beam up, the beam up isn't exactly what they expected, because there's like all these guys dressed up in leather trenches and belts of armor over their shoulder, so they're pointing weapons at them. Time has definitely changed. We see this, and the head pirate tells Kirk, "Welcome to the Condor." So it's not even the Enterprise anymore, but everything else pretty much looks the same, even though they're saying that, and Kirk and them are still the same. So maybe it's some residual things from the planet. I don't know. Um, they, Kirk and Spock, they fight. They get them out of the transporter room, and they beam back down, basically. While they're down there, they meet up with the Guardians again, and they ask them, can you please send us back in time? We'll fix the problem. They said, we can't send you to the exact time that he arrived, but we can send you some point in time before or some point in time after, but before the incident. Kirk says, send us back before, we'll grab him as soon as he comes, and we'll bring him right back. Nothing will be changed. The Guardians give him a cryptic clue about, what will change is, something being, he's going to make something alive that should be dead, the color blue. So they give them all these hints that, Kirk doesn't know what the heck they mean right now, but they will. So when they send him back, it's prior to it. Spock and Kirk beam down to outside of a CCC place, and they're trying to figure out, it's a civilian concentration camp sign up, and it's during the Great Depression, they know, because there's a guy on the soapbox talking about, how people from other countries are coming over here, they're stealing all of our jobs, and they're taking away all of our money, and that's why we gotta stand in line for a loaf of bread. Are we gonna take this? And everyone's like, no! It's like one of those kind of rallies, and then, of course, they see Spock and Kirk, and they look very different. So they say that they're the foreign people who are coming over here and taking our jobs. And the mob goes after them, chasing them into an alley, and they duck into the basement cellar of, well, I'm assuming it's going to be where they meet the lady from the actual episode. But that would be in the next one, because, that's where they left us off on the cliffhanger. Now, the story I really love. I really love this. I love the original episode. That was really well done episode. This is a different take on that. Now, I'm not going to say it's better or it's different. Better or worse, because it's neither. It is just a different take on it. This is not something that can fit into Roddenberry's original vision of Star Trek. I can see why they asked for rewrites, because it doesn't fit into it with the drug use and drug dealing and very violent. Roddenberry wanted a more peaceful, utopian type of future, where humans have evolved from the hate and the violence that we still have today. And so I can see them wanting to change it and make everything, like McCoy getting stabbed with the needle by accident and going nuts because of the drug. And Harlan says in the pages and the questions that he always hated the fact that they did that, because it makes McCoy really stupid that he did that. But if you watch the episode, it is kind of dumb and stupid how it happens, but I can see them not wanting to use a drug dealer on the Enterprise crew, and the fact that the drug dealer would have been human, which humans aren't supposed to be like that anymore. So with the Roddenberry's original vision, I can see, why they wanted to change this. And I can see why Harlan went this way, because it's actually a very interesting story this way. It doesn't have that goofiness of, oh, I fell and I stabbed myself with the drug. Oh, no. So I can see both sides of this. And I like both stories so far. You know? My one problem with this issue, though, is that when they beat that in the actual episode, they couldn't beam up because the Enterprise was gone. History was changed. Enterprise never existed, so the ship never went there, and it never, nothing, nothing was there. But here, the ship is there, and basically the ship is the same, but the people on the ship are different. So that I kind of didn't like as much. So now both stories have valid points. Like, I prefer the drug dealer for the story, well, the reason of the drug dealer, not the actual use of it, because of Roddenberry's vision, over McCoy accidentally falling into the needle. And I prefer the original take that the Enterprise wasn't there and they couldn't beam up to it. So, both sides have their goods and their bad. Now, for this issue, I'm going to give it 4.5 because I don't like the fact that the Condor was up there. Because it shouldn't have been up there. Nothing should have been like that. And the fact that when they did beam up, they didn't automatically change or anything like that. They were still protected by whatever force. Like, maybe because they were there, they were outside the change. I don't know. They didn't even really explain it. We know that the planet itself was okay, and that's why it didn't change. But we didn't know that that was the reason why. And I'm assuming that is, they were there when everything was changed, so everything changed around them. But still, I think it was a weaker point to have them actually beam back up. It should have just said, there's nothing to beam up to, and then them actually change it. The art, oh my god, this art is, this is so realistic. It really looks like they took pictures of Kirk, Spock, and the rest of the cast of the original Star Trek, and they just painted over the pictures because it is that photorealistic. It's like as if they just scanned pictures up and then they cropped them out and they put them onto this beautifully painted backgrounds. I really will love if they got art J.K. Woodward to do like a special, maybe one of those one-shot issues that we get with Smallville. I would love to see J.K. Woodward do a special Smallville issue or something, because I want to see his art there, because this art is just beautiful beyond compare. The art definitely gets 5 stars. Now, even though the story was only 4.5 stars, the art, I think, really makes up for it, and it lends over to the overall experience. So I'm going to be giving this, though, 4 3/4 stars, because I think that one little thing about the Condor really holds me back from getting a perfect 5. In order to get a perfect 5, you have to have perfect art, perfect story with me. I'm very hard on both. So I'm going to recommend this, though. Anyone who's a fan of Star Trek, anyone who's a fan of great science fiction writing should read this, because it is a beautiful story. You don't even have to be a fan of Star Trek, because other than the characters, this is not like your daddy's Star Trek or anything. This is a very complete story into itself, and I highly recommend everyone reading this. If you're not, pick it up now. It's a great story. I'm looking forward to the rest of the series, event, and they got my money for this. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater, check out Comic Frontline, the site for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.